On June 21st, 2007, American tortilla chip brand Doritos, in collaboration with Xbox, opened entries for the Unlock Xbox Game Design Contest. Entrants were encouraged to submit their Doritos-themed video game ideas, no development experience required, and the top 5 games as voted on by the community would be rewarded handsomely with prizes such as plasma screen TVs. The winning game would be developed and made available on the Xbox Live Marketplace for download. One creator, though, would go far above and beyond the call of coming up with a game concept, even further than creating concept art. He would make the game himself. On July 30th, 2007, Yo-Yo Games sandbox user Andor00 uploaded his proof of concept idea for the contest onto yoyogames.com. Secret Agent Dorito is an action platformer with a unique pre-rendered graphical style, and it didn't win. Sorry for the spoiler, but I thought I'd rip the band-aid off now. Mike Borland's Dash of Destruction won the competition and was released on the Xbox Live Marketplace in 2008. Secret Agent Dorito didn't even make the final 5, but it did manage to be one of the strangest and most memorable game concepts that I ever encountered on the Yo-Yo Games sandbox. So let's dive in. Mr. Vice President, I have dire news! The president has been kidnapped, possibly by ninjas! This can't be! I think it's time we called Secret Agent Dorito! Dorito, we have a job for you! I'm sorta busy right now. This is a job that can only be completed by someone with your bold and intense flavors. I'm listening. We need you to rescue the president! Again? This time it's serious. The kidnappers left a note. Apparently it was Colonel L.B. Leading brand? Why would he want to kidnap the president? It's likely because of the president's recent no chip left behind proposal. What's that? A bill that the president was about to sign. It would require that all chips be made full of flavor before they can be sold. But that would put a lot of bland and flavorless chips out of a job. Exactly! Leading brand doesn't want the world to be full of flavor. It'll be your job to protect our nation from a dull and flavorless future. Agreed. Just let me get in my jet and I'll show Leading Brand who the loudest taste on Earth is. Snack strong, Dorito! Snack strong! Joe Biden sends us controls on Dorito's iPad, or PDA as they were called in 2007, and then we're ready to ship out. Let's snack. This game is so cool. We land in a snowy area, and a series of signs instruct us how to play. We control Dorito's freehand with the mouse, and it can be used to perform various tasks like picking up weapons and pulling levers. This is a really cool mechanic, and one of the most unique things about Secret Agent Dorito, but I cannot for the life of me understand how it was meant to work on Xbox. We tangle with a couple of chips, and fighting in this game is very cool, capitalizing off of the unique arm control scheme. Not only do we use this arm to aim and shoot weapons, but we can also bludgeon enemies with whatever we're holding, or our bare hands, and damage them that way. If we right-click while quickly moving our hand, we can throw objects and weapons, which is also super neat. We proceed through the level, tangling with enemy chips and meeting a sign named Signy, who tells us to say hi to his buddy Cedar if we see him. Another cool feature of the fighting system is that, if we can get close enough to an enemy, we can just grab their weapon and shoot them with it. This very much comes in handy in this scene where we have to fight waves of enemies in a single room. Later, we are introduced to these ninja enemies, which I always called hot dog ninjas, despite the fact that they're obviously Cheetos. We can also find a rare flamethrower here, and the sign Thaddeus J. Mahogany, who is a much more classy sign than the balsa wood Signy we met earlier. Here, we have to use the handle on the ceiling to slide across a spike pit, which is also a clever way of preventing us from taking two-handed weapons across the gap. I didn't mention this before, but hitting the spacebar swaps between your two hands, allowing you to have two one-handed weapons or one two-handed weapon, at least until we need to slide across the ceiling. Despite its evident coolness, Secret Agent Dorito is not without its foibles. The physics in particular are a bit wonky at times. Riding downwards on vertical moving platforms is less like riding and more like falling in small bursts, which can make maneuvering off of them a bit tricky. Likewise, there is a parkour section that makes the sometimes dodgy jump physics pretty frustrating. But forget about that, here's some more awesome stuff. Look at this missile launcher. Look at this swinging rope. Look at this basketball room fight scene where you can wing the basketball around to kill enemies, and also after the fight I spent way too much time trying to shoot a three-pointer in the hope that it would give me a bonus ammo or something, but it didn't. Also, if you do manage to take an enemy's weapon from them, they will pick up any spare weapons lying around and try to use them, even if they're out of ammo. Later, we talk to Elm, a sign who's worried about his job in today's turbulent economy. We also find a gauntlet that allows us to grab entire enemies and use them as weapons by smashing them into other enemies. This game is so cool. We meet Birch while deciding what to take across a large spike gap, as we need the other hand to hold an umbrella to float with. After one more big epic fight scene, we finally reach the president. Mr. President, I'm here to rescue you. Thank you, Dorito. Why is he British? Thank you, Dorito. You've always been a friend to democracy. A tasty friend. Thank you, sir. We must act fast, though. Leading Brand is launching anti-flavor missiles at every Doritos factory in America. That could destroy the source of all flavor as we know it. Here's a phone to call the extraction. I'll go handle the missiles. We begin the final act of the game by jumping onto a launching missile. Here we need to pull the destruct lever on each missile and then jump off while the missiles careen down out of the sky, presumably exploding harmlessly over Middle America. After decommissioning all but one of the missiles, we finally find ourselves face to face with the dastardly Leading Brand. Leading Brand, your reign of tastelessness ends here. We shall see. In the boss fight, we are given a missile launcher with 100 missiles, and Leading Brand besets us with a terrifying pair of giant dentures attempting to eat us. It's difficult to hit Leading Brand with projectiles without blowing ourselves up in the process, but after a brutal fight, we finally destroy his flying apparatus, and the screen is consumed by explosions. And though the valiant Dorito died, he did so protecting America's taste buds. I would like us all to give a moment of silence for Dorito. Sir! What? Oh, right. And so ends the tale of the brave Secret Agent Dorito. Gone, but not forgotten. However, there's still a bit of game left for us to check out. From the menu, in addition to the other options, we can also find an option for free play. This spawns us into an empty stage with downstairs and upstairs areas, a door, and a couple other features. Here we can spawn in weapons using the number keys and numpad, as well as spawning in enemies by pressing numpad 0. Now, I don't have a numpad on my laptop, so I had to get a little bit creative with it, but I made it work. I vividly remember playing challenges with my brother where he would spawn in hundreds of enemies and I would have to defend against them with only a set amount of starting equipment. This upper area is the best place for that, as only the corn chips with jetpacks can reach us, and only rarely, so the best strategy is to kill them one by one and then take their guns and fire into the crap below. Grenades were also incredibly useful here, which is a shame because no enemies carry them by default. Honestly, if you're a bored kid, you can make hours and hours more game content in this mode, even though it's incredibly bare bones at the end of the day. Unfortunately, Secret Agent Dorito would not go on to win the Xbox contests, which is a shame, because it's an undeniably humorous, innovative, and yes, very cool game that I still enjoy very much. It is also well served by its pre-rendered 3D graphics, which are well made and incredibly unique for Game Maker games of this period. If you have some free time and enjoy a bit of Dorito-themed action, I highly recommend grabbing this one over on the Yo-Yo Games Sandbox archive. The link is in the description. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Andor 00 will return in 'Twas the Night, the Lost Christmas Classic.